We are asking all of our speakers to share their thoughts about how Black professionals might continue to move towards success and a new and better normal, even as we continue to face three major and yet I think related crises, right? The COVID-19 pandemic, right? The Rona is still raging, economic challenges, and a racial reckoning. And so I'd be curious to hear you share, what does a new and better normal for this country look like? And what's one thing that you hope that we'll keep in the forefront of our hearts and minds to help us get there as we navigate these crises and just all the other challenges in our lives?
Oh, well, I think a new normal for particularly Black executives would be that they would not be the only ones, right? That there would be other folks who look like them, who can relate to them, in the C-suite or in, executive positions. A new normal would be that they would not have to do unpaid diversity work because everyone's sort of contributing to maintaining, equity and diversity within the institution, and it's viewed and it's valued at the highest of levels, and it's even audited and analyzed like sort of other critical measures within the company. What I would also say, I think, especially to Black executives, is that I suspect many of you have been raised and taught to believe that when we walk into these spaces, especially the times in which we are the only Black person, that we're literally carrying the entire race on our shoulders, that it's important to act in an upstanding manner, because if we do not, then it's going to reflect badly on the whole race, and then maybe they won't hire another Black exec. Yep. And what I would like to sort of suggest gently is for us to not think that way anymore. Is for us
not to carry that baggage with us.
Exactly. For us to not carry that load, for us to not carry that baggage, for us to, and what I'm saying is, obviously, if we're doing it because we want to make a good impression, to demonstrate that we shouldn't be the only one, that there should be other folks. The question is, if we do our jobs and, we do the job well, but then we make mistakes because we're human, like the other execs made, because they were human, right? And they choose not to bring somebody else in, who is to blame? And what I would argue is, you're not to blame. They're to blame, right? And I think, because what happens is we set it up such that, okay, we can't make a mistake, because if we do make a mistake, they're not going to bring somebody else in, and then we're going to be to blame. No, they would be to blame. And I want to emphasize that, because to say that you are to blame is to say that the reason why Black people are not there is because of Black people as opposed to racism. And so that, in addition to just how hard it is to represent tens of millions of people, and really, so just, I don't want folks to continue to walk around with that heavy sort of lift on their shoulders.
And it's compounding trauma, quite frankly, as well, right? And creating trauma for us who are already oppressed and trying to move forward. And so incredibly insightful and powerful insights from you, Dr. Kendi. Our time, unfortunately, is coming to a close. And I just want to thank you for dropping such extraordinary knowledge on us today that we can apply in our personal and professional lives as we navigate our own racial journey. And